too dark. Not gonna lie.
I can still see your things behind you. I think I'll see them better. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the next episode of Handmade Home Shopping here on Sunday afternoon, evening, depending where you are. I am your host, Fairy Princess Lolly. Woo! Today has already been an extremely packed and full day. So thank you. My obligatory plugs here at the beginning, please hit like and subscribe and ring the bell if you would like to get notifications. Share it with all of your friends. And with that now said and out of the way, we will just get right into it. I know I'm starting slightly behind today. Ooh, excuse me. Morbid Heart Designs.
Hello.
Hello, hello. I see you're doing something there.
I am. I'm trying to get Twitch to host this awesomeness that I've been very excited for.
Yay! Well, that's good. I totally approve of the more sharing. Oh, hey, there's my feedback voice. I love that.
Sorry, I didn't think it wasn't muted.
I do that all the time when things go over to the YouTubes and I open it and that happens. So I will let you do the thing really fast. So
it's not being nice to me. It's not finding you or letting me share on the app. So it was a valiant effort. I will try when I am done.
All right, then. A for valiant effort. Yes. All right. Please, if you will, introduce yourself to our lovely audience. Your name, what's your business, where are you from, home fairs or shows? Tell us all about you.
My name is Angela. I am the creative person behind Morbid Heart Designs. I do art on YouTube as well as Twitch for virtual, if you're curious. I do a lot of Comic-Cons, horror conventions, dark markets locally in Seattle. Sometimes I even go down to Portland. So that's kind of where you can find me. I generally do update on my website on the events tab, which is so little right now, as everybody can imagine, with the no person social distancing stuff. But if you ever want to see where I'm at locally, or if I'm coming to your state, which out-of-state travel is going to be extended probably until 2022 just because of finances. But I love traveling.
For a second, I thought you meant that they were in the human realm, that they were just going to make everybody stay at home till 2022 and no travel. And I was worried there for a second.
Who knows? Who knows?
I know.
But
it is super crazy.
I love traveling out of state, meeting new people. So one day in the near future, you'll find me maybe in your hometown.
So what kind of art is it that you do? Do you have some you can show to us today?
So I do a few different things. The main thing I do is my monster heart designs, which is where my name Morbid Heart Designs comes from. It's what started my business. I take a heart stencil, a heart stencil, and I create either fan art out of it. So as you can see, this is Billy the Puppet. I did this in anticipation for the new Saw movie coming out. And then I recently redid Creature from the Black Lagoon, since I've grown a lot in 4 years. Some other newer stuff, Terrifier. This one is time-lapse on my YouTube channel, if you want to hear my thoughts on that movie. And this one I'm super excited for, Upside Down. The Necronomicon from Evil Dead. That will be coming
love it.
out on my YouTube channel in the next few months. So that's just a sample of what my main art business part is. The other
on your YouTube channel, so you do demos of you drawing and they're hyperspeed?
They're time lapse, and I talk about the movie that inspired it or the horror story that inspired it, because I got a little darkness in my heart. But I like bright colors, so that's why there's the hearts. I'm rainbows and death. I'm unicorns and death.
Well, it's kind of a creepy combination, to be honest, right? Sort of like the brightness of a carnival, but the carnival music, it's always so happy.
Yes,
it's a little creepy, right? So that's a thing. Okay, so let's back to you.
The other main thing that I did last year is it took like 6 months of my life, but I did a Zodiac series.
A little bit closer, if you will. Yeah.
I did a Zodiac series. I don't know if you can hear me.
I can.
So I did
like them.
2 of each character, or 2 of each Zodiac. One is inspired by the positives. Wait, positives? The camera's backwards.
Yes.
And one is by the negatives. So I did a lot of research on every star sign. So there's the Aquarius, the Pisces, and Aries.
These
Taurus.
are great.
Thank you. Gemini, I'm going to
so,
go quickly through them so you can get an idea.
And so if people purchase these from you, are they purchasing an 8x10? It looks like an 8x10. Is that what they would be?
8.5 by 11, so you're close.
Oh, close, okay. And it's what kind of a print is it? Does it come matted? Does it come, are those options?
I don't mat my prints. I only mat my originals. I do have originals. All the originals are currently available, but I do have them as prints, as blank cards that you can use for birthdays. Thinking of you. Don't let COVID get down. So you can use them for whatever purpose that you have. I have them as vinyl stickers, which are waterproof. And my friends even put them through the dishwasher, and they've survived on her water thermos.
What?
And I even put them in a coloring book. The coloring book is available on Amazon through their printing service, so I don't ship these ones directly, but it is available through there. I like markers, so I didn't put anything on the back because markers tend to bleed through. And I got sick of choosing which one I'm going to color. When I didn't have a scan, I specifically designed this with markers instead.
That is awesome. I see a bunch of things that are behind you there in the corner. What do you have back behind you?
So this is how I normally set up at events and whatnot. So I have my special little spinny thing because I love stickers. I have an addiction. I don't hesitate to share with them. So these are all vinyl stickers of my Monster Heart series that are currently available. Like I said, I have the Zodiac as vinyl stickers. I have Pride stickers, different LGBT support. A series I do want to expand in the future. Some original concepts, like my stabbed teddy bear. He's available as a sticker.
Aww.
Rainbows and death, bright colors with morbid stuff.
Right? I really heard a Bon Jovi song, though, in my head right there, like, shock to the heart.
And you're too late. That one?
Right. That's the one.
And since I do Comic-Cons, I have hand-painted magnets as well as stickers. They're octopus heroes. Let me grab them so you can see them a little closer.
I have to see an octopus hero, I think. I really want these to go on. I didn't understand, I guess, for years until I had one of my own, a laptop, and then I understood the compulsion to put stickers all over it.
They're on my. I have one laptop that's super old, can't even connect to the internet, and I still have it because I love the stickers that are on it. So it's in my tech drawer. So when I dig through, I go, oh.
You're happy all over again. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. What do we have here?
So this is Raven Octopus.
Nice. I like this combo. I know a few people that will also like it. Oh, look at that. Spidey.
Spider-Man. Octopuses are my spirit animals, so I actually do paint a lot of them. So I thought this was just perfect. I did a commission where he's like, do whatever you want on this cover as long as it's Green Lantern. And I did an octopus. And I'm like, okay, this is happening in my life.
These are great.
Thank you. These ones aren't actually available on my website. I can get that corrected and add them. They've been available in person and at a local toy store in Washington called Bobacon, which of course you can't go in, but I think the curbside pickup if you're local and would like to purchase them.
This is what I'm looking for. There we go. Yeah, actually, Bobacon is walking distance from where I am at.
Really? I love Bobacon.
Yes.
So
I have
stickers and some of my prints, and one of my original octopuses is actually available at their store right now.
That is awesome. And
Small world.
inside
I
this
had no
store
idea you
were
were so close.
right? It was as soon as you said Seattle, and I was like, oh, you're right near me, and now I know even you're near me, so that's pretty cool. So if people do want to get those things, though, now we have your website going in there in the ticker, and of course it's also linked in the low bar for anybody who has not watched the show with us yet before. If folks would like to purchase your things, going to your website directly is the best way to do that. Yes. But is there a way to also maybe message you either through Facebook or your website if they want maybe the unlisted Octo Heroes?
Yes, you can contact me through Instagram. I almost said Twitch, but it's the other one, Twitter, Facebook, or email morbidheartdesigns@gmail.com. If you do like my style, I am currently accepting commissions, and there's even a form on my website that you can throw me out your idea, what you're looking for, and then I will give you a quote, and we can go from there.
All right. Well, that sounds great. Thank you so much for coming on the show today.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Yeah, no problem. I see one of our regular viewers out there too. Hi, Joshua. So, and yes, enjoy the rest of your Sunday, and we will talk to you soon.
Yep. Bye, everyone.
Oh, I forgot one thing. You're doing the magic word, right?
Oh,
yes, I forgot.
I am doing the magic word, but I do have options because I know some people don't like horror type art and some people do. So if you are interested in a horror type little gift, put Friday the 13th as the magic word. And if you're interested in something more on the hero side, put in hero. And I will send you something random accordingly.
Okay. Well, so everybody has the same magic word. So
okay. I never saw your response to that. So
it's okay. Friday the 13th, Amanita, because that's our magic word is Amanita. Or what was the other one? Hero Amanita. Yeah. I actually want a hero Amanita. Okay. I will see you later.
All right. Bye.
Bye. All right. Off. Whoops. What's happening right now? I'm so confused. It was like so representative. This is how tired I am today.
At least you got some food before, right?
Barely. Yes. Okay. There we are. Haha. I'm so tired today, you guys. I apologize. I've really been filming since 8 a.m. this morning. It's been a crazy day. So we moving on to, and I'm very excited to have our next vendor with us because I know them, even if they don't remember me. I am bringing in Oran Moore, and here we are. I see you down there.
Hi.
Hi, Oran Moore. You are a mead maker, and I'm sorry we are running just a tiny bit behind today.
No worries.
I was trying to put some kind of food in my fairy face because I have not had any. But yes, so you are actually our first mead person that we have had on the show, and I'm super excited. I don't want to spoil it for everybody, but can I show you a thing really fast before I let you introduce yourself?
Absolutely.
I just had to pull this out in solidarity today. This was from Canterbury Renaissance Fair last year. It was your orange blossom, was past tense, the orange blossom mead. So I was like, oh, I know I've got one of those around here. So, all right, now over to you. Please introduce yourself to us and tell us what it is you do and what your home fairs are, et cetera, et cetera.
Awesome. So my name is Lily. I'm the owner and mead maker at Oran Moore Artisan Meadery. We're out of Roseburg, Oregon, so kind of right in the middle, just a little south of Eugene. We do Canterbury and Shrewsbury and Tortuga and Nassau and quite a few other events in the Oregon area. We had hoped to go into Washington this year, but that's been put on hold by all this insanity. And so we do quite a array of both traditional meads and then melomels, which are fruit meads, and spiced meads, which are metheglins, and some stuff that is uniquely ours that nobody else really does the same thing. So we have a lot of fun with it. We do all of our meads are kind of based on either local honeys, so ones we can get really close by, or varietal honeys from direct from another apiary. And then we use a lot of local fruit and spices and flowers and all sorts of fun stuff. So yeah, it's a little bit.
So do you have any of yours with you here today, or shall we look at your website to see some of your flavors? Aha, you are prepared.
I am prepared. So we currently, oh gosh, I have like 9 bottles here. So I could run you quickly through what we have available at the moment, or however you would like to go about this.
Actually, yes. Let us hear what you have available, since I mean, that's what people can purchase, right? So
our first one, our driest one, set up right here, I'm so used to the camera being backward, is our Dragon and Phoenix. So this was one of our early batches that we made, and then we didn't make it for a few years, and now it's back even better than ever. It's an Asian pear and then mesquite honey. It's on the drier side, really light and refreshing. Pairs great with fish and Asian food and those sorts of things. We just released this, last fall. And it has been selling like hotcakes. So if you like white wines, if you like kind of a Pinot Gris style, this is in your ballpark. This one, it will definitely speak to you. So we're kind of going from drier to sweeter here. And then we'll go a little drier again. This is our Midsummer Night's Mead. Blackberries, blueberries, raspberries, strawberries, and mesquite honey. One of our favorites. This one sells like mad. This is like our entry mead. If you have never had mead before and want something really light and refreshing, it pairs well with almost everything. From ice cream to a nice dinner, chicken, fish, you name it, we can put it with it. For people who have never had a mead before, this one is often really, really approachable. We're actually working on this year's Midsummer Nights. We've only got a few bottles left of last year, so if you want it, I highly recommend getting it soon. The new batch will be released here in a couple months, and it's fantastic. It's so good. Our Aphrodite's Obsession is a hibiscus, elderberry, and lime with local wildflower honey. I just am releasing probably later this evening or early tomorrow a pairing video that we talk about all the things that this mead pairs with. This mead is a little closer to a red wine profile, and I actually designed it for red wine drinkers. So a little more tannins, a little more backbone, a nice acidity. In our pairing video, we paired it with a shiitake mushroom pasta and a beet and arugula and goat cheese salad with apple.
Oh, yum.
Smoked hazelnuts. It's really, really,
that
good.
Sounds really good.
There's only less than half a bottle of this left because I drank that all myself with the pairing last night. I was like, oh damn, I did this too well.
Whoops.
So there was supposed to be a full bottle of this to show. Oops.
Can I ask real quick, how much do the bottles you were just showing us, how much do those normally run price-wise?
So our whole range runs from 28 to 34. Or sorry, no, 25 to 34.
25 to 34.
So, yeah, it just depends on the size of the bottle, whether it's a reserve batch. Just there's a number of different things that factor into the price points. The Dragon and Phoenix is, I believe, 30. Midsummer Nights is 32. Aphrodite's is 30. And I'll give the prices on the rest as we go through them.
Okay. We have time for a couple more. So pick your last two favorites.
I'm going to skip to some of my favorites here. You had mentioned the Soul, which is our flagship. This one,
award-winning too, huh?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
We're winning. We won gold at the First Taste of Oregon with this one. We won silver at the World Meat Challenge in Chicago and bronze at the Mazer Cup. This one is definitely our favorite. You know, we sell the most of this one. It's a traditional, so it's just orange blossom honey, just straight honey, no other flavors. The honey comes from out of Arizona, and it's just exquisite. So that's one of our Big Ten favorites. Since we are talking about, you know, kind of more of the fairy realm, we have our Anya, which is a rose petal and lemon balm. This is one of our reserves. We only make 50 gallons of this a year. And in that 50 gallons are 12 pounds of organic rose petals, freshly picked. So that's 2 entire greenhouses of Queen Anne roses in a 50-gallon batch. It's a lot of roses. It's really special. So again, only limited amounts of that. And we are starting to get down there, but well worth it. It's really exquisite.
I love rose flavor though, so that's kind of cool.
Well, and it's nice because it's real roses. It's not rose water or rose essence. Like I literally go to an organic rose farm and it's like 110 degrees in those greenhouses, like first thing in the morning, and pick them by hand. And come out like sweaty and covered in scratches and like conquered, but it's so worth it for that meat, you know. So going quickly through here, we've got our Odin's Eye, which is mesquite honey and spices. This is a traditional metheglin. So if you've ever had more of like a Christmas style mead, this falls into that category. But it is again one of our big sellers. If you like the traditional mead profiles, this is definitely one.
Uh-oh. Have I lost you?
Uh-oh, sorry about that.
Oh no, there you are. I hear you. Okay.
You can hear me okay? Sorry.
Yeah.
And then our last one, because I'm kind of jumping through him, trying to get them all in. We've got a couple others, but if we have time, I'll put them in too. This one is something really unique. This is our Ish cacao. It is Peruvian dark chocolate and chipotle with an almond flour honey.
Wow.
And nobody else makes anything quite like this. It's one of the few recipes that I make that is a trade secret, because I actually teach mead making down at UC Davis and work with up-and-coming mead makers from all over the world. And everybody's like, how do you do that? And I go, well, all I can tell you it's Peruvian dark chocolate, and it's the real thing. But how I got it in there and how I did it, that's all my secret. It tastes like dark chocolate with a hint of spice, and like a real dark chocolate, not like milk chocolate, or if you've ever had like one of those wines.
It's not as sweet. Yeah. So a couple quick questions if I can. And for anybody who already knows out there, all of you bedheads and couch potatoes, as we're all stuck here together, that you're just going to have to get a bottle of this. Links are in the low bar and they're in the scrolling across as well. But I just have a couple quick questions. One is, how did you get into making mead? Where did that start for you?
So that actually started, so I have a passion for Celtic history and mythology, oral mythology too. You know, you read any of the Gaelic stories, somebody's going to mention mead. You read Tolkien, you read, you know, King Arthur, any of those stories, you're gonna run across mead somewhere. And then in my mid-20s, I moved to the UK and had some fantastic meads over there. They were really, really good. And I got really spoiled. And I came back to the US, and all I could find was Chaucer's. And while I am super grateful for them for paving the way for me to make a comeback, it wasn't cutting it for me. So I started homebrewing in my kitchen and did that for 10 years. And then life threw me a curveball and I needed to go back to school. So I moved from Arizona to Oregon, school for winemaking, and then went to Wales and started a meadery over there, and then came back and started this one here. And we've been in business almost 5 years now. So.
Well, there it is. And apparently doing quite well since you've won all those awards. So, well, thank you so much for coming on the show this afternoon. I'm very excited. Thanks for having me. I know. I hope you're right across the way from our Fairy Glen this year at Canterbury too, right? Because you were pretty much like across the way and just down a little bit, super walking distance. I'm like, yes, I'd like you to be there again.
That's our plan. As long as they have it, we will be there. Make it,
All
we will
right.
come. You know?
And you two are doing the magic word, right? So the magic word is
Yes.
Amanita this week, and that means that anybody who purchases from you this week gets some kind of small surprise bonus gift with their purchase. So
our bonus gift would be some of our old style labels. So we
cool.
are transitioning from our old style, which are more sticker-like, to our new style, which are pretty and shiny, and if I can start it, and have some nice metallic foils. And
Yes.
so if they do the Amanita, we will send out an array of stickers from our old labels.
All right.
Too fun for your water bottle or your
Yes, actually, that it was funny when they're kind of sticker-like, and I thought laptop. Cat. Sorry, as you can see, I told you they like to visit. So, not you. I told the gal. Anyway, so all right. Thank you so much for coming this afternoon, and we will talk soon.
Thank you so much for having me. I'll look forward to seeing you at Canterbury.
Absolutely. Bye.
Right.
All right. Woo-wee. We're on a roll this afternoon. So our next vendor is Turtle Island Moccasins. And I see you down there, Richard. Hello.
How are you?
Oh, I do not. Oh, there. Now I hear you. Oh, that's kind of funny. I can. I have a slight lag, but it's not too bad. It just took me by surprise there initially because your mouth sort of went. And then I heard, "How are you?" So it was like a comedy movie a little bit for a second, but I think that we're doing good now. So you are a shoemaker, as I understand it.
Yes, custom shoes, boots, moccasins, sandals, high heels, custom orthotics if they're needed.
And so I'm actually literally 30 minutes before we came on air, one of my friends posted on Facebook looking for a pair of moccasins. So I'm curious to see what you have to show us today, because I think they may be highly interested in what you have here. So please tell us who you are, the name of your business, and where you're from, and what your home fares are. Give us the deets.
Yes. I'm a custom shoe and boot maker. The company name is Turtle Island Moccasins. I pretty much do anything from a traditional moccasin to an actual work boot. I can do high heels. The family has been making footwear now for about 45, 48 years total.
Wow. So this is a handed down business. Like,
I lost you. I don't know where you went.
oh, yes. No, I'm right here. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Yeah, yes.
Okay.
I gave you the full screen because we're talking about you right now.
Okay. Yeah, I've been doing it 28 years, going on 29 years. The family, like I said, has been doing it for about 45, 48 years. Myself, I've made about 3,400 pairs total.
Oh my gosh.
And that is up to the people for what they want them to look like. Let me show you. I think I can do a flip thing here.
Okay.
Okay, hey. This is how every pair starts out. What I do is I trace around both feet. If there is a 1/4 inch or more difference in length, width, or combination of the feet, I cast both, which is about 92% of the time. From that, it gets turned into a flat pattern, such as this. This is a repeat order. He got a pair probably 2-3 years ago, and now he's wanting an everyday work boot from his fair boots. We can do pretty much anything from a short boot like this. And
what's on the top of that?
That is a beaded frog.
Oh my God. Oh yeah, like one of those cool tree frogs that are real tropical. That is so cool. I have never seen that.
Yeah, those are about a size 13 bead, which my wife works with. We also do custom pouches, saddlebags for the buttons.
Saddlebags, as in for the steel horse, Harley Davidson?
Either motorcycles or horses.
Oh, okay. Can we see that pouch up a little bit closer? Is that possible?
Yeah. Yeah, this is our double pouch, which can hold a lot of stuff. It's got about an 1.5 to 2-inch gusset that allows the purse to open up.
And then these now? Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Some more of my wife's beadwork. We just posted this piece, which is a combination from 4 members of the family.
Oh, wow.
So I like to say that piece carries 4 different sets of DNA, because no matter what we touch, we sweat on it.
That's true.
Koala bears, peacocks. We do jacket patches. I love the yellow rose.
It's beautiful.
Options for buttons on the boots. You can see them on our website, which is turtleislandmocs.com. And you can choose the buttons that you want on your boots.
Pan very slowly. Those are really fine details, so camera will need to just a second to focus. And yeah, there we go. Those look great. And so now I saw that that leather saddlebag was purple. Does this mean that you have a wide variety of leather colors that people can choose from? What is your process like for buying? First people get their foot sizes to you, and then you make those mock-ups. I love that triple spiral. And then you make the mock-ups, and then what happens after that? I mean,
what you do is you basically design your footwear. You tell me what you want them to look like. You choose the colors.
And all of that's on your website.
Yes.
Okay. So it's kind of like just you go through each aspect of the shoe, pick the thing that you want, and then you make those things come together in the final product.
Yes. Now, when it comes down to artwork, if they can convey to someone what they want them to look like, say like a Kraken themed pair of boots, or a monarch butterfly theme of boots, cattails, dragonflies, that's where it really turns your footwear into a one-of-a-kind on the planet, just like you.
And so another quick question, where are you located?
We are located in a little town called Snowflake, Arizona.
Snowflake,
we're about.
That's kind of a polar opposites.
Yeah. Oxymoron.
Yes. And so you're in Arizona now. If somebody wants to buy shoes from you, but they are nowhere near you, how does that work? How can they do that?
Again, we go back to the website. If you go to the ordering information section, you can see all our base rate prices. You can see the sole samples, the buttons, and then at the top of that page, there's a section that will take you to another place that will show a friend how to do the castings and tracings of your feet and legs.
Gotcha.
Most people come to me in an event in Oklahoma, which is about the only Renaissance fair that we do anymore.
Is that Muskogee? Is that the one?
Yes, the castle.
Yeah. Did I say it wrong?
We like that show because it's a good central location. And I've had people come there from North Dakota. I've had people show up there from Michigan, from Florida. But if you can make it to us, that is a 25% discount off the base rates.
Ooh, nice.
That way we're not having to pay travel expense and booth fees and food. So, it can be, $250 discount off of a pair of boots, depending on what height you want to get. And
Yeah,
I
these are
don't
great.
sell
We're looking
them.
at your website now, and they're nice.
Every pair is a one of a kind.
Oh man,
And
what a gift that would be for Christmas, huh?
talking to you yesterday and hearing about the little size 15 feet.
Yes.
Yeah, I mentioned
Oh
then
wow,
that
look
the
at these high
largest pair
heels.
I've ever created was a size 21 5E. So I mean, no
21.
foot too small, no foot too large.
Ooh, these high heels look great. I was wondering how you did that. So when I saw the link, I had to go click on it.
Those are all
Oh,
hand stacked, just like on a cowboy boot. And it's all hand stacked prime sole leather when I create the heels. And I do every one from scratch.
these are amazing shoes.
Oh, stop right there. And I want to
Okay.
show you something. You see that short pair with the pentagrams and the hearts?
Yes. These
Those I
slip-ons?
made. Yes, those I made 15 years ago. And let me show you something here.
Okay.
Look.
Oh, wait.
They're
Okay,
in
I'm making you big here really fast. Where are you? That's them?
They are in for a resole. So the soles have all been taken off. And I'm taking them in because she dropped a little bit of weight. And I'm putting heel counters on the back.
Wow.
That's the exact same shoe.
That is after 15 years. Those are amazing. That is definitely an investment worth making.
It really is.
It's hard to find shoes like that even last more than a year these days.
I will agree with you 100%.
All right. Well, thank you so much for coming on the show today. Of course, all of your information also in the low bar. And you two are doing the fun little magic word, which is Amanita. So, yeah, Amanita. Amanita. Yes. Turtle Island Moccasins. That is the name of your business. And of course, that is Turtle Island Mocks. MOCCS.com. That is your website. And then, of course, a link for all of that in the low bar and the description on Facebook and YouTube as well. So people can find you hopefully with ease. Is there anything you'd like to say before you go today?
No, I just look forward to hearing back from people. It is an average of 3 years from the first time somebody talks to me till the time they come in and say, you know what, fit my feet.
It's time.
Yeah, and it is. It's not a spur of the moment purchase. It is an investment for a lifetime of comfort.
But you clearly are willing to also upkeep them as well after the fact. So that is wonderful.
Oh yeah, I have
like
2
a
pairs
lifetime
on the
guarantee.
Well, up to a 15-year warranty on the leather uppers, depending on the type of leather and the application of the footwear. It's like my work boots would come with a standard 5-year warranty on the leather uppers.
Okay. All right then. Well, thank you so much for being here, and here's to all of the sales.
Hey, Amanita.
Amanita.
Thank you. Have a great evening.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Woo! Okay. Those are amazing shoes. I pretty much think everybody in our household wants to invest in those here. We might just have to go and do everybody in 1 year, I think. It's sort of true. We actually have been looking, everybody here in the castle has been looking at new shoes for a couple of years. And that means, if it's true, the 3 to 4 year thing, we're coming up on our 3rd year where we actually make the commitment and do the thing. So our next vendor is Charles with MacGregor Historic Games. Do I see you there, Charles? I do. Yay!
Hello.
Hello. Hi, Charles. How are you?
Good. I think I got a little sun in the yard today, though.
Hey, at least the sun is out, though. That's definitely a positive, right? It's sort of overcast here, which makes it kind of cold, but it was great for filming this morning because overcast is about the best it can get for unless you want to start pulling out all of the equipment to make less light and things. But anyway, enough of that. Please introduce yourself to our audience and tell us who you are, what you do, and where you're from, and your home fairs and other such things.
Well, my wife and I own MacGregor Historic Games. Our home fair is the Minnesota Renaissance Festival. We've been there since 1995. As far as we know, the Minnesota show is still going to be happening. We're waiting to see.
What are the normal dates for it?
It starts in usually the third weekend of August and runs through the end of September.
Okay.
So hopefully things will be better by then, but we shall see.
And we can hope.
But we focus primarily on board, dice, and card games from the past. We started out with a 17th century reenactment group. So our focus has mainly been games that were known in Europe prior to 1700.
So I'm curious about this. Gosh, I had that screen sharing the whole time. I forgot. I'm so sorry. I'm going to take a look here, though. I'm going to pull up your website if I can, unless you have games right there with you that you would like to show us.
A couple things. One of the things we came up with is to do games on fabric. Oops, where's the camera?
Oh, yes.
They're printed just like a T-shirt, so they're machine washable, so great for camping and traveling. We actually found an example of a game board that was printed directly on fabric in the 1790s. So we decided to take the idea and make our own line of games.
Well, it makes it lightweight and easy, very portable that way.
Yeah. And they just come packaged in a drawstring pouch.
I'm curious, how do you research these games of yours? Like, where do you learn about them and then know what the rules are and how they were played?
Well, when we started out, I was working in a public library, which helped with the research. But there are a number of books that came out in the 17th century with that was when some of the first books that had collections of the rules for games started coming out. And so I was able to start out with some of those, and then there's some other books like the Oxford History of Board Games and things that have been written that I was able to make a lot of use of as well.
So I am curious, we have a question here from the audience, and it's a great question, which is, what is the oldest game you have ever made?
Well, there's some claim that Nine Man Morris is one of them as far as what we've made. There's some claim that it appears carved in some tiles in Egyptian temples.
Oh,
but there's some research that says that they may have been carved at a later date. But
the images were carved in the temple at a later date.
Yeah.
So the temple is older than the images. Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
So how are your games played? Do they require pieces to go with them or dice to go with them? And if so, do you also have these items?
I don't have them for the fabric games. We use simple glass drops as the game pieces. Glass drops have been used as game pieces since ancient Roman times. And then for some of the other games that we do, the wooden games, we make facsimile pieces out of urethane resin. Like we've got our Nefthoffel or Viking game. We've got facsimiles of sheep bone game pieces that we use. Or occasionally I have a
Cool.
contact with a taxidermist, and we occasionally have actual deer bone game pieces available on a limited basis.
Whoa, that's cool. So I'm looking now here. We are looking at your website, and I'm looking at some of these strange dice that you have here. They seem misshapen.
Well, in the center there, you have our dragon dice. It's basically a 6-sided die, but it's carved to look like a dragon that's been squished into a cube. We like to tell little kids that the dragon was playing games with a wizard, and the wizard caught him cheating.
Oh, it's adorable. Look at it. I see now. I can see the whole dragon. And so, it comes in colors and everything.
Yep.
And there's a little dragon's head. Let's see here. But they still roll, even misshapen like that. They still roll.
They're obviously not as good as a casino die, but we had a friend who had a overnight security job for a while. So we actually took a pair of them and spent a whole night rolling them to test them for their randomness. And they're actually pretty good. They're off a little bit, but not off enough to be predictable as loaded dice. These are our facsimiles of sheep knuckle bones that were used as 4-sided dice. They were also used for a children's game that was similar to Jack's. And those
awesome.
We've actually used real sheep bones and made molds out of them, and then cast them in a resin again so they're sheep friendly.
Oh yeah, that way you're not coming. Yes, no sheep were harmed in the making of these dice. Yeah, these are super cool. I love this. Your work is awesome. And since everybody is pretty much stuck at home these days, this is the perfect thing to keep you entertained. Get your practice for fair games going.
Yep.
What is your most popular game that you have?
Well, we have on the screen there, the 12 or 9-man Morris or the Fidgel on the right. Those are two most popular 2-player games. They're quick and easy to learn, but have enough strategy to be interesting. And then the Pope Joan there is a card game. It's an ancestor to modern Tripoli, Michigan Rummy, Rummy Royale. They all come from that game. It's you've got a betting board, and as you play the face cards of whatever the trump suit is, you win the coins off the board. First person out of cards wins the hand.
That sounds like a game that I could get behind. I like games with very easy rules. I confess.
Yeah, that one's again easy to pick up on, and you can play it with up to 6 players. And it's one of the ones we'll play after hours, even after demonstrating games all day in our booth.
So now people can go to your website to shop with you, and that's just where we just were looking. And then also you are doing the magic word as well, which is Amanita. So if folks order from you within the next week and they mention the word Amanita in the checkout comments, then they will get some manner of little bonus surprise from you, stuffed in with their order.
What we're offering is, one of the things we do is all of our games comes with multiple variations that we've researched. Some of them are historic versions. Sometimes they're regional versions. Like we've got a little booklet of 32 variations on backgammon. We just updated our cribbage book to have over 30 variations of cribbage. So what we'll be doing is
I like cribbage.
For the Amanita, we'll give you access to a free download of our collection of game rules.
Wow, that's amazing! So you can play with all the variation. Now, curious question: are the variations So you said some of them were regional. Are some of the variations also because the rules have changed over time and this creates kind of a new variation of the game, like with chess?
Exactly. We like to say that games are like languages. They have dialects. They change as they go from place to place. So like backgammon, there are variations of backgammon that go back to ancient Rome. So it's a very old game and has, changed as it went along. It's like everyone has their family rules for Monopoly.
Yes. Although it makes me curious sometimes just to wonder who was the original person that made the game designer of these, right? Just the ancient things, stuff lost to history. So
yeah. It is fun that cribbage, modern cribbage, the rules for that actually date to the 17th century. There's an English gambler by the name of Sir John Suckling who's credited with having standardized the rules back then.
Well, that's a standardization is good. But Sir John sounds also like an entitled name. Are we sure by standardizing the rules, what we don't mean is taking other people's money by having the rules written down when most people were illiterate?
Well, he was definitely a gentleman poet and gambler. So
I've got the official rules right here. Okay. Thank you so much for coming on the show today. I shall let you get on your way. And yes, so if you are interested in having new yet old, new and ancient games to play at home, this is the place to get them. Links are on the low bar. Have a good afternoon, Charles. We shall speak soon.
Thanks for the opportunity.
Of course. Bye. All right. And let's see. Our last vendor, second to last vendor. Okay, here we go. Maybe second to last vendor. I only see. Oh, here we go. Yes. Okay. Here is Gnome and Fairy Pottery. Gnome and Fairy, not Gnome and Fairy. I realized that sort of kind of all came out as one word. Uh-oh. Is this? Yes, okay, the right people, yay! Okay. How are you doing?
We're doing good. How are you?
I am doing well. It looks nice where you are. You guys are set up outside. That's lovely.
Yeah, it's we're in Montgomery, Texas. We live 12 miles away from the Texas Renaissance Festival. And,
well, that's handy and convenient.
It's our home show. We do Sherwood Renaissance Festival with my really good friend Jonathan Greider at High Ground Pottery. We share a booth with him, and then we also do Scarborough and Bristol Renaissance Festival.
So I'm guessing by the hats that I see that you're the fairy and the gnome is behind you.
Yes.
Hello. Yes. Hello, gnome. Well, by all means, show us your fair wares.
Okay, I'm gonna take the camera off of the tripod so I can kind of show you what we have.
Okay, if I may just say really quickly, be sure to pan very slowly over your work because the camera has to have time to focus. So since you're holding it, just when you show us the things, give us a second to actually look at it. Yes.
So you get to see our lovely backyard.
It's huge.
We live on 1.5 acres. So this section here, these are one of my fairy homes.
Ooh, closer. Is that a rabbit? No, that's a cat. In the way in the back.
Those are both of our cats. That's Nona, and then the one that's lying down is Aldwin. He's one of our two-tailless freak cats. I absolutely love them.
Oh, look at that.
But this is all hand carved and hand painted. So I do the carving myself. And you can, so all of those dots are hand painted on.
Oh, wow.
So I carve it and then I hand paint it. I like these because they combine my love of jewelry and my love of ceramic arts in one piece. These crystals here from the 1920s.
Whoa,
so they're Art
that's
Deco
cool. Antique. Yeah, official antique.
I use a lot of antique crystal. This one also has let's see if I can get it to focus.
Oh,
It
there we
has
go. Yeah.
moonstone. It has moonstone. This purple stone here is what they call violet flame opal. It's a type of agate. And then I have kyanite, moss agate, ethically sourced coral, which is very important. It's not mass harvested. So
coral.
Coral.
Sorry. I was thinking pearl for a second, but I mean coral reefs. That would kill them if they mass harvested from coral reefs. Because they're living.
Actually, I have a friend that has a saltwater tank. So when her coral dies, she turns it into beads, and then I buy it from her.
Oh, that is so cool.
And these are Czech crystals, or Czech glass, I mean. And then the strand completes, and then up at the very top, I have this gorgeous crystal that, again, is from the 1920s.
I love it. It's so sparkly.
And then coming down, so I have, this is a tea bowl right here.
What is a tea bowl?
Japanese tea bowl for drinking green tea and stuff from.
I want to see that little thing with the broom on it. What's that little thing with the broom?
This is a cauldron, which...
Oh, that is awesome.
Lovely husband in the background makes. So he makes the cauldron. I do all of the beading on them. And then I have two friends that are broom makers. This one is made by Gnome from Tribal... Oh, I can't think of her name. Tribal Affairs or something like that. She's in Austin, Texas. And my other friend that makes broom is Darby.
You're just telling me that these little brooms are also totally handmade, and that is the best. I love that so much.
The wood from this one comes from Sherwood. She just picked up deadfall wood from Sherwood and made me a bunch of these brooms.
Hear that? Shout out to Sherwood folk, right?
Definitely.
Your home fair right here.
And then these 4 mugs here are made by my husband as well. My mugs all have this charming little ribbon handle on them. These are cool. My gnome people, and this one has some really cool spooky bugs on it. I do a lot of... Yeah.
That one is adorable. I love the shape of that mug. I kind of like it when they're kind of paunchy and pear-shaped. You know, they kind of... That's really cute.
All of the design is hand carved in and then hand painted. So you turn it on a wheel, and then when you've got your shape, you hand carve the art into the thing. Yeah. And then and then you what? It gets fired once, which is called a bisque firing, and then I paint it. And then sometimes it goes back in for a second bisque firing, and then it goes through a glaze firing. And my husband does all of our glazing. He does 100% of mixing the glazes and glazing the work.
How long have you guys been at this?
Michael, how long have you been doing pottery?
About 30 years.
And I've been doing pottery for about 20 years.
So quite a while then.
Mm-hmm. So I make all the teapots. This teapot is one of our large size teapots, and it holds probably about 3 cups, so enough that you could have a tea party with. And then we got our water bottles, and this one here is a garlic jar. It has holes in it. You could also use it for onions. And then I have a regular cookie jar, and I have some more carved work. These here are our sushi trays. This is the rubber stamp by Cicely Mary Baker. She did flower fairies back in the early 1900s. I've been collecting her stamps for the last 20 years. And then
I didn't even know she had stamps, although I am very familiar with her work. So
yes, we also have adorable little pixie hat or witch hat pendants. And then this year I started making these. So this is
a necklace.
It is, and this one has fire opal, amethyst, sleeping beauty turquoise, and check crystals on it. And I have matching earrings for it in the house. I didn't want to lose them outside, but
The centerpiece of that necklace, is that also clay? Or
it is. Yeah,
nice.
it's ceramic.
Ceramic, okay.
Mhm. So we use
That's
high fiber, or sorry, mid-range porcelain. This is one of our perfume pendants, so you could put some drops of essential oils or perfume on it, and the clay absorbs it, and then you wear it and smell nice all day. It works great for fair. These are vintage crystals from the 70s that I've mixed with natural gemstones and check beads. Here's another one. This one has all natural gemstones on it. It's sapphire and
like window hangers. Oh
yeah,
man, that makes the rainbows go everywhere.
it does. It's one of the best disco balls. And then we also have hanging planters that both my husband and I make. So my husband makes the planters, I do the wire wrapping and then decorate them. So like this has fluorite and an antique crystal. I also do it in plain, and then up here you have
Oh, that's pretty.
crystal. So this is all handmade by both of us.
Well, that is amazing. I'm curious, do you have well, so you said that teapot there in the background was your large teapot. Do you have a small size teapot?
I do. It's packed in a bin.
Oh, I was
Our
gonna
main-
well, I wanted, because on Tuesdays we have a show, a Spill the Tea Tuesdays, and I thought, oh, maybe if you have a little small size teapot, it would be perfect on my show. So
I have a few actually, and I know which bin they're in. I just got to pull them out and photograph them. But our personal size holds in between, like 8 and 10 ounces, just perfect for 1 cup of tea.
And what is this? What is this thing we've got going on in the background here?
So these are other fairy homes that I've made. And
They're apartments. They're fairy condos.
They are. And you know, the nice thing about these is that, like, if you put sand in, sand acts as a stabilizer. You can put cone incense in these ones, and it'll waft out through the holes.
Wow. I love that idea.
This is I'm stop focusing. Let's see if I get there we go.
There you go.
This is violet crystal from the 1920s, and then it's garnet and sunstone in this section here. Let's see, there we go.
Yep, it's trying to focus on your background.
Yeah.
And then, what's that
this
thing at the top? It's beautiful.
This is hand wrapped by me, and it is a dyed solar quartz. So it's basically the center part where all the crystals grow out of, and if I can turn it to the side.
Cool. And,
there we go.
There it is.
Yeah. Just wanting to focus on one of the cats in the background.
Yeah.
You can see the crystal. And this one has
But
two
I saw
of them.
that thing is beautiful.
There we go.
Oh yeah.
And you know, it really does. I mean, these are really fun to just hang up as window decorations. Let me walk around and you can see the back side. So I have some more. We were trying to figure out which ones to bring out.
This is a good one here.
Oh, I love this one. So I was making a roving pot here. Let me use your shirt as the background. I was making a roving pot for a friend. So this was supposed to be the lid that she could pull the roving out of, and the handle broke. So I carved it and then turned it into this really charming little window piece, and it has 3 antique crystals on it.
That is beautiful.
The back side.
Yeah, and the back side has...
Yeah, I know. What are the little faces?
They're my moss maidens. I have an affinity for faces. Some people find it creepy. I just find them so absolutely delightful.
The faces are very intricate and detailed.
They are. These come from a mold. So here, this is another piece that I have some really cool designs on. So you have this larger one, this larger fairy home. It's one of the larger ones I throw.
It kind of looks like it's singing.
Yeah. It's trying to focus. This bead here is made by Stuart Alderman from Alderman Glass. He does Southern California, and he does Bristol, and he hand blows these beads, and then he uses a lamp to put the torch detail on them. But on either side of these are vintage German glass beads with gold mixed into them that I picked up from a friend. And then I have pink boulder opal. And then here's his other bead right here.
Oh,
this one
whoa.
is really large. He sells these beads for $36, these large ones.
They're
and
beautiful.
they're worth every penny. I'm not allowed in his shop in the summer anymore because I buy his beads. And my husband's like, "What's wrong with you?" And like, it has another antique crystal. This one
It's a conspiracy.
it really is. This one I really love because I call it the Ambrosia House. This is crystals from the 1850s, and it's an original Borealis, so it has a very sweet, light luster polish over the top of this crystal here. And then you have the peach glass from the 1850s. And then
Wow.
all of my fairy homes come with a card, and I handwrite.
Oh, I see.
So I handwrite all of the information that you would find about or would want to know about the fairy home if you were going to give it as a gift to somebody.
Mm-hmm.
And then they all have like a stamp or, something else. And I have to rewrite the cards every year. So
I love just how much detail and that both, how much detail that both. Oops, there we go. Yay, there I am. Yeah, no, I love how much detail that you both know about all of the things, every little bit that goes into it, and that you just have researched, right? I mean, everything is got its own little piece of story, and that's amazing. So
it's one of the things. I'm going to take my hat off so I'm not blocking my husband.
Okay.
It's one of the things that both of us. I wonder. Hold on. Let me know if this flips it where it's supposed to be.
There you go.
Sorry, didn't mean to give anybody motion sickness, but it's one of the things that I love about working with and being married to another potter too is that like you feed off of each other. So like if I need an honest critique, because sometimes you make something and it's just not quite right, you can get that immediate feedback. And
now you guys, are you doing because I don't think I got a response, so I didn't know if you were doing the magic word or not. I don't know if I. Yes, you are. Okay. We
are, and what I'm going to put in as a thank you for the orders that we get from here is I'm going to go ahead and put a perfume pendant in.
Ooh.
So everybody will get a perfume pendant to try, because sometimes you need to have a little bit of something that you can put some perfume on and safety pin it to the inside of your costume guard for those really hot days.
Yeah.
And you know what's
the perfume pendants are fired to a lower temperature, so the clay stays porous, so it will absorb essential oils.
It occurred to me too that one of the interesting things about perfume pendants is that if you were putting it onto the top side of the pendant, because it's not mixing with your skin oil, if the perfume smells really good on its own, but then it mixes with you and you don't like it as much, you could still get that, put it onto a perfume pendant, and then it won't be mixing with your own fragrance, and you'll still be able to. So it sort of expands the amount of perfumes that you can wear as well. So that's cool.
And I love them here in Texas, especially in the summer, because it's so hot that you don't want to put perfume on because like it's oil on top of skin and you're sweating it off and it's gross. But having one of those pendants, like you can just I spray it on there and put it on, and then just wear it, and I smell fresh all day. I have a really good friend that uses it for an air freshener in his car. He just sprays it down with Febreze and throws them in there.
There you go. whatever does it.
I've had a few friends hang them on lamps in kids' room and put lavender and stuff on it as an oil diffuser, because the heat from the light bulb will get it to release a little faster.
I have a kid that has ADHD, and she doesn't know this, but I sent one with lavender and throw it underneath her pillow, and it helps her chill out and go to sleep.
Well, thank you guys so much for coming on the show today and showing all your amazing, lovely work. I super appreciate it.
Oh, well, thank you for having us. I can't tell you how much we appreciate it.
Yeah, no, 100%. So for everybody at home, there is right there on the screen, that is their Facebook. I assume people can contact you through your Facebook, and you also have an Etsy store as well, right? So
You have an Etsy store. I have 3 kids at home, so please bear with me as I get stuff loaded up onto Etsy. We haven't really used it, and now I'm using it. So.
And you're like, oh, so that's you and everyone. You are not alone. So
You can message me through Facebook, and I can photograph what we have that's available and send it to. So if there's something specific you're looking for, please message me and I'll find it.
okay. Well, thank you so much for showing us your stuff, and you guys enjoy the rest of your evening.
Will do. Thank you so much for having us. Have a great day.
No problem. You too. Bye. Oh, there. Oh, yes. Whew. Oh, I thought I clicked the wrong button. Today has been the day of wrong button clicking. So I am, so last vendor, Kayla, hello.
Hello, how are you doing?
Oh my goodness, I'm so tired today. It has just been a day. So
You're not
I've been
alone.
up working all morning. So Hedgemade Goods. Whoo, big breath. Didn't click the wrong button, right? Please introduce yourself to our audience. Tell us who you are, what you do, and where you're from. A little bit, all the deets.
Absolutely. Hello, my name is Kayla or Michaela Jerbic, whichever makes you happy. I make the Hedgemade Goods. It's something that I created, I guess, relatively recently in my life because I love to make things by hand, whether it be with yarn, even like some of the artists before with antique pieces. I do a lot of herbal mixes and teas and incenses, and I would give them as gifts. And all of my friends would just go, hey, you need to start expanding this and sharing it with more people. So that's how Hedgemade Goods became a thing. And my particular experience with fairs is I have been working for the Northern California Renaissance Fair for over 2 decades, yes. And I have been known to visit on occasion to the Vallejo Pirate Festival, but unfortunately I haven't had a chance to go to more. But I work for a couple of vendors there and just kind of try to share my Hedgemade treats with whoever likes them. Don't know
Now, what do you
say.
include? Well, it's okay. What do you include under the banner of Hedgemade Goods? So we got teas in there, but what else? What else does that actually involve?
A lot of things. I'm trying to keep it so I don't talk too much because I talk a lot morning.
That's okay. You're the last person in line, so you can, and we're running a little behind today anyway, which is fine. So you can feel free to, okay. Talk.
Thank you. So I do make 5 different blends of teas right now. I'm looking to expand. One of the favorite ones that I have is called the Witch's Brew, which has a number of different herbal remedies and different things placed into it. So it's more of a calming tea. Next to that, I also make herbal bath mixes, or I'll do special blends and custom orders for my customers, or my hedge crew, as I like to call them. Whether they want more Epsom salts in them, or they want a powdered goat milk bath, or let's say they need something specific for a certain occasion, I can go ahead and custom make for that. I do usually make incense blends, like loose powders and such that you can place in an incense tray and light, or put a charcoal underneath. Right now, though, I am currently making more of that because it's rather popular. Another thing that I am in love with doing is I have distilled my own essential oils from different herbs and have incorporated them. Yeah, I incorporate them into essential spray oils. So you can find those also on my website, which is just hedgemadegoods.com. Oh, there I am. But those are actually diluted with some of the last that I was able to get of Shasta headwaters. And I'm located in kind of central California near San Francisco. But in Northern California, there's this most amazing place called Shasta Headwaters, where the water legitimately comes straight out of the ground. It doesn't touch anything at all. other than the earth. And it's one of the most pure waters that you can have. I had a chance of gathering some responsibly, of course. And so all the sprays that you do see for my essential oil sprays are the last I have right now for the season, until our shelter in place is changed. But that's one of the other things I do. But as you go through everything, you'll see different options for teas. I even do an entire tea set where you can get all 5 of my tea blends put together with some refillable like tea bags. And then it kind of goes a little further out from there. I've done different types of sage bundles. Of course, all of those are ethically and responsibly sourced by local farmers, because in the state of California, harvesting wild white sage is actually against the law. So everything that you do see here with all my herbal remedies, even the oils that I've made, all of those ingredients come from local farmers, or I source them from local businesses that source them from within the US. So everything that you do see on my site that I make is either from a local artist, a local farmer, a local small business. I think the only thing that I get that is not from a local business is some of the mason jars that I do use to house my shower melts, which is something that you can put in a foot bath or put in your bubble bath or down by the shower drain.
That's this little square thing right here that we're looking at. Oh.
Yes,
well,
right
I
there.
clicked a different click, but it's the little white square things. Can I ask a question about these herbal bath mixes? And then it kind of also applies, I guess. So if you put this into your bath water, do you have a good or suggested method for how to get it out so that it doesn't go down the drain?
Yes. So one of the things I've been trying to find is somebody who does make these locally, because I am trying to source from small businesses as much as possible. But you can get one of the very simple kind of metal strainer drains and just put it into your bathtub. When you do drain it, it'll catch the herbs that are too big to go down the drain. Sometimes I like to just gather the top layer of them off of my bath water or my foot bath. Sometimes I just need to soak my feet. You can use it for that as well. I'll just gather it from the top and go ahead and either you can throw it away in the garbage can. Sometimes I like to save it in a bowl and take it out to my garden so I can put it in the soil and help that grow. But just a little strainer can help. You can even get, actually, you could even get one of these little tea strainers if you have nothing else.
Wait, try that again. What did you show?
It's a tea strainer.
There you go. Okay.
But
I had no idea that those things were tea strainers. I've learned something, a couple entirely new things today. That's awesome.
Yeah. But really anything just to strain it. I've even had people tell me that they just put cheesecloth over their drain. But again, these are just, they're plant matter. So as long as they're small, they're not going to damage your pipes or anything like that. Just, the big ones, of course, you don't want to be shoving herbs and plants down your drain.
So this is tea here that I'm looking at now.
Yes. Yes, that's the actual set. So that has all of the 5 flavors all in one. And it's in a, it's actually in a collector's, like it's a cardboard made from recycled materials, cardboard box. So it actually is like a present when you open it. It has a little ribbon in there and recycled paper to put it together. So when someone opens it, they have everything together, or you can give it as a gift. The pouches that I put most of my herbs in are made from recycled. It's a type of plastic made with rice. It's not necessarily plastic, so it does biodegrade. And everything is air sealed as well. So when you get it, as soon as you open it, like peel the top, typically you have a shelf life of about 12 to 14 months, depending on your weather. But everything is air sealed and all of the packaging is as biodegradable as possible.
Did I just hear an airplane go by or didgeridoo? Yes. I'm not sure.
One and the same. Even if I close the door,
really weird. Like,
even if I close, if I close the door, open the door, windows, or whatever, you're still going to hear it. I live in the town of Half Moon Bay It's right near Half Moon Bay Airport. It is supposed to be Dream Machines this coming couple of weekends. And since we can't do that because of the shelter in place, everybody and their mother is flying their planes. So it is a common occurrence. I do apologize.
Oh no, that's okay. It was just it just sounded strange, and I thought, is your neighbor playing a didgeridoo or something? That seems random and odd. But
No,
I really like digits, so I was like, whoa.
it's just what happens when you live in a small fishing and farming town that happens to have a lot of airplane buffs.
Well, you really go all out to make sure that you're doing the ethically sourced and small businesses and all of the things. So
I try because I find it, I don't find it like it disturbs my day, but if I have to work more than 3 minutes to figure out how to recycle something or throw it away or how to, get it where it needs to be, I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm spending more time than I need to figure out your packaging. And I don't want people to have to worry about the packaging that I'm giving to them. I want them to just have what they want and then be easily accessible and also easily able to put it away. Like the pouches, just seal it up. It's a little Ziploc. So you can keep that in your bathroom, safe from moisture, but it's always there reminding you that this might be the day to just take a relaxing bath. And I just try to make sure that I'm being conscious of it because I do live in a small town with many small businesses and we all talk and we all, want to hang out with each other but can't. And it's a very small amount of something that I can do to make it a little better for everybody else.
And so a quick question, if somebody, because earlier you mentioned that you will do custom things. So if somebody wanted a custom bath salt mix or maybe a custom blend of another product that you have, what is the best way to contact you in order to get that ball rolling?
So the best thing to do is on all of the different things from getting an herbal bath mix to having something specifically made for your family or maybe for an anniversary to even ordering a custom, because I also crochet slouchy beanies and I do nomadic hair falls as well. If you want something custom made, there's is a custom order option for all of those items. So you can just pick it and then in your order notes, you can put in what you're looking for and I can craft that for you. Or you can go to my consult page, which is a lot of times people want to just set up a 15-minute call or video message with me and say, hey, I'm really allergic to raspberry leaf, but I really want this. Or I can't have these certain things. Do you have something that is gentler? Or there's all kinds of things. Like I want a bath mix, but I don't want any herbs in it to have caffeine in it. There's a lot of different requests and no request is too small. So you can just go ahead and do one of those.
Well, that's very inviting of you. And so speaking of the notes, in that is where people can also put the magic word for you as well this week, right?
Yes. Amanita is the magic word.
Yeah, we were having fun with that earlier, weren't we?
Amanita. Let's see, if I keep saying that, I'm going to sound like one of those like alien worms from Men in Black when they keep saying Juanita, but you can say Amanita.
I don't know. I'm sorry.
I'm a nerd. I love to do the Renaissance Fair and make all of these handmade things and go out in nature, but I am a hardcore nerd. So
there you go. That's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. I think you're probably in good company. So
yes.
Okay, well, I'm going to let you go, and we shall bid you a good evening. Yes, it looks like it's probably nice where you are. You have a lot of light coming in. It seems like so.
I have a lot of fabric on the window right now, and it's still not blocking out the light. It's just very bright.
Perfect. It's perfect lighting. It seems like I can see everything behind you. It's lovely.
Oh, yes. So, you can see like some of my hair falls are braided. And I have some hanging up there that I just finished. So yeah, it's very good light. You can see pretty much everything.
Well, thank you so much for sharing with us today. And I hope that you enjoy the rest of your evening. All of your information, like everyone else, is also in the low bar. And of course, going across the screen and Folks at home, you may use the word Amanita to get your special bonus gift if you order from her within the next week.
Yes.
Have a good evening, Kayla.
You too, and thank you so much for inviting me. It was a pleasure.
Thank you for being here. Bye.
Bye.
Well, that is the last of them for this afternoon. Thank you, everybody, so much for tuning in. And I guess this is the part where I go ahead and do my closing obligatory plugs. Please remember to like and subscribe and ring the bell for more. Our next show is scheduled to be Wednesday. It is Fae News Network this week on Wednesday. And then hopefully, fingers crossed, we're going to be having a cool variety show with a mermaid this week. It's in the works. It's not yet solidified. And then, of course, we will be back with you again on Friday for the author reads, and then next Sunday again for another episode of this Handmade Home Shopping. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. I'm probably going to go sleep. Bye.